Hey, hello everyone. My name is Kim Grew, and I'm delighted to welcome you to this OER Part 1, exploring open educational resources offered by the Online Learning Consortium. I'll be your facilitator, and despite what the homepage says, Dr. Kim Grewy, PhD, please feel free to call me Kim. I'm proud of my advanced degree and the work that I've done, but I really view this as colleagues in a learning space together. And even if you're new to OER, I find that I always learn from my colleagues, and that's why I'm delighted to be here and to be the facilitator. Happy to share my expertise in open education and OER and really look forward to it. I'm going to share my screen now and take you through a quick just overview of what you can expect in the course. So the homepage, and I'm in student view, so this is how the page should be visible to you. The left side navigation is pretty clear here on the side, but you also have these nice shortcut navigation paths here that you can use. Well, for example, the syllabus is here, but really not in the left side navigation. And you probably do want to review the syllabus as a good starting point, which is what we often tell our students to do. And when you go through the syllabus, you'll see a description of this workshop, which is going to go through the basics of OER, including open licensing, adopting and adapting, figuring out what OER are, and that sort of thing. And once you leave the course, you should have a better general idea of what OER are, how you can adapt, adopt those in your own course or create your own, and how to use open licensing, that Creative Commons license, to let people know how you want your materials to be shared. And then finally, and importantly, and not really last, but is accessibility, which we'll talk about when it comes to OER. The technology requirements, there are no synchronous components. It's such a quick workshop over 7 days. Uh, if it were a longer course, I might offer an open office hour or engagement hour. But feel free to reach out if for some reason you would like a personal Zoom meeting or review. Just let me know. I'm happy to do that. But overall, we're just going to use the LMS, the Canvas space, to asynchronously work through the workshop. And it is a pretty quick, fast-paced course, but we've tried to really set it up so that it's manageable for working professionals like yourself. So there is something due each day, but overall it's three discussions and one final reflection. And the three discussions happen over the course of 7 days. So, it's post on one day, reply the next, post on one, reply the next, etc. Well, there's reading to do and some materials to consume, which will be the object of your discussion or your application and practice, if you will. You will receive a digital badge for completing this workshop. And in order to do that, it's you have to complete all the assignments and get a complete on them. They're all complete or incomplete. And once you do that and fill in the final survey there, which we really appreciate your feedback, then you're eligible for that badge. And to boot, before I talk about that late work, you can get a digital badge if you complete both of these. You'll get a certificate of completion for completing this one and a digital badge if you complete the series. And I hope if you like this one that you'll come back for part two, where we'll actually sort of make a concrete plan together about how you might go forth implementing starting to use OER and open pedagogy more in your courses based on maybe what you learned in this part one. The workshop policies, you can read those, but the main thing is we try to pace it so that you can complete it in the week. We want you to be complete by next Sunday night, 11:59 your time zone. If you need more time or you need more assistance, please just let me know and I can work with you on that. But in general, we hope that you finish the course in the week, and we've tried to structure it to make it so that you can do so. And like I said, if you please just, let me know what's going on, and you and I will work together to figure out a way to get your work completed so that you can finish the course by Sunday night. Now, if there are extenuating circumstances, might be able to give you an extra day or so. So again, just please let me know. I'm very approachable, very responsive, and you can email me. And then I do want you to read through the rest of the syllabus. It's important to know, but I'd rather just go ahead and run through a couple more things. So as you know, again, from the home page, then you have these quick links to some important areas. And I wanted to point out the help. It's a support forum is what it's called, and it's a discussion. And if you click right there, that's subscribe. So you saw me just subscribe to the support forum. Now, if anybody posts in here, I'll get an email notification right away about it. You too can subscribe to the help form. Now, this help form is if you have questions about the overall course, how things are graded, the pacing, or if there's technical difficulty or something not working in the course, this would be a great place to post it. I already put a starter post in there just to remind you that I'm here to help. But also, if you subscribe and you see a question you know the answer to, I hope you'll feel free to jump in. Because, like I said, I am the facilitator, but I look at this as a collaborative and collegial learning space where we work together as peers. And so, let me go back to modules then. Again, from the home page, there was the help. There's the water cooler form. And you can jump to modules either from the left side navigation or from that button on the home page. And this is where you have the basically all the work laid out for the week. And I really like this real quick overview, the workshop schedule, because it's a one page at a glance. The syllabus is nice, and your calendar on the home page is nice. But this is too, because it's all at a glance, like what is due. And like I said, just sort of a post and a response, a post and a response, a post and a response as the week goes on, with the final reflection at the end. Um, and the other thing I want to point out in this course is to help keep you on track, you check off kind of when you go through and you complete items. And all of the modules are set up for you to complete all the items. So I just wanted to draw your attention to that as you move through. You might want to check off the items as you go through them. So that's about it. We're going to start out by defining OER, like what are they? And we're also talking about why should we go to the trouble of doing OER? Why should we use open educational resources in lieu of some of the more traditional kind of approaches? And so that's what we talk about day one. And then day two is what types of OER, because it's more than just textbooks, and where can you find them? And we'll do a little practice of finding and evaluating those for our usefulness for our needs. Um, and in day three, we'll talk even more about evaluating those OER based on our needs, based on accessibility, based on other features as well. And then the choice to adopt. And then once you adopt, I mean, what does that mean when you adopt? And what about these licenses? The open licenses are what make these OER shareable, the permissions. And so Creative Commons is the most popular open licensing. So we'll spend a day on that day four and even practice taking something that we've either already created or will create just for fun, something short. But the main activity will be if you wanted to share this out in the world, under what terms and what license would you choose? And then we're going to encourage you to actually openly license an object. So you're going to buy the practice of an open license. And so then as we get towards the end of the work week, we'll look at the technical considerations, especially web accessibility. And then, and you can even try out, a web accessibility checker on either an OER that you've chosen or another website or things like that. And then as the weekend comes and we wrap up the workshop Sunday night, you have the weekend to reflect on your learning, reflect on the journey, and submit that reflection. And something I wanted to point out about the reflection, it says, uh, please write a 250 to 750 word reflection, which would be a page or two, probably of standard double space, whatever. Um, but I also want to encourage you to use video if you'd like. I probably should have addressed that with my dear ID Zarin ahead of time, but I want to encourage you if talking like this is a little easier than writing out, feel free to do that as well. And that would be a 2 to 3 minute video. You can feel free to post to the discussions that way as well. You'll see me use some video in the course that way. So that I hope that wasn't too long. I hope that was helpful. I hope you know that you can email me anytime or use that help form. And The announcements will be the last thing I mention because I'll post an announcement probably daily in this course or in this workshop since it's so quick. And in the week, it'll be one of the ways that I communicate with you as a whole group. And we might be a small group in this course, but I want you to know that that means we could take some deeper dives and we could take some time with each other. And I think that we can still build community and have a great experience together here. So I'm really looking forward to it. And I'll see you in the Canvas workshop space soon.